Destiny calls. Destiny calls for this season, and I didn't want to do this. I wanted just to live my life, eat my pounded yam, eba, and obono soup and egusi soup. But they made a call for me. Bram said, HH, I want you to put out this vid. I want you to put out the vid and help guide Francis as to how we can conquer the world next season. So the HH tactical snack has been ignited. Get your meals, get your drinks, and I will break down exactly how Chelsea should formaciones play.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
So the formation. So look, there's going to be a few ins and outs and everything, but bear with me. This is how I believe Chelsea are going to take the world. So this is just me assuming that certain signatures will be made. But even if they're not going to be made, we're going to be talking through it. So let's just break this down. So keeper has to be had. Whether it's Oblak or Nana or whoever it is, a keeper has to be bought. Chelsea cannot begin next season with either Kepa or Caballero in between the spots. It can't happen. 100%. Kepa's trash. He's crap. And I don't even want to hear the fee was apparently paid for a guy who is confirmed to be a Class B permanent resident of the Brick Academy. Caballero, World Cup 2018, enough said, Rebic. So for me personally, I think that Oblak would be a better fit. So I would like Oblak to say what's up. But if it's not Oblak, it's fine. But for me personally, I just think that in terms of his security at the back, and just his composure as a keeper, I like Oblak to say what's up. But even if it's not Oblak, as long as there is a decent keeper who is substantially better than Kepa and your boy Caballero, we can ride. So the defense. It has already been confirmed that your boy Thiago Silva has come in along with Zuma. And this the thing here. One of the biggest mistakes that Chelsea have had, whether it's through set pieces or through counterattacks or so forth, has been communication. Communication is the key thing between central defenders, because this is what you need to understand. Central defenders are not these dudes here, the flanks. They're not required to make 1v1 tackles throughout the 90 minutes of a game. The key aspect for a defender is this: brain power. It's the reading of the game. The reading of the game is what is the most important thing. So people say, oh, Thiago Silva is 35 years old. I believe Costa Curta played till he was 38. I think Maldini retired when he was 37 or 38. So when you're a central defender, it's not about your age. It's about your brain. It's about your experience, because it's about anticipating the game, reading the game, which means that, and this is what Frank de Boer used to say, you can do 5 things in 2 steps. So if you know where the ball is going to be, you don't need to run 50 yards or break your back or overexert yourself. You're just there at the right place at the right time. You are at the position and in the danger area before the ball comes into that danger area. So which means that Thiago Silva does not really need to exert his 35-year-old physical body. So whether he's 35, 36, or 37, as long as he brings his experience and reading of the game into this, I think he'll be fine. And I think what you find is you have to have an alpha and a beta in a central defensive partnership. You have to have a guy who is really leading the pack, saying what's up. And I think Thiago Silva is going to help to elevate Zuma's game, because Zuma has always been the best central defender at Chelsea. Rudiger has been up and down. Christensen, nah. And for tomorrow, I thought tomorrow was actually going to be pretty good, but I think maybe he's a bit too young to be thrust into this fire. So I hope and I pray for Lampard is starting now from today. In all training, you are working with the defensive partnership. So Thiago Silva and Zuma, they eat together. They don't sleep together. They dine together, they play together, they do things together. Let them share, well, not share wives, but let their wives go to lunch together. Let their kids go to lunch together. Let them play chess, let them play croquet, let them even game together. Let them go online. Let them do some stuff. So they form a close bond and friendship. So that means when they're on the pitch, They understand each other in and out. They know each other's strengths, each other's weaknesses, because that is what will give you the kind of defense partnership we saw with Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, Nesta Cannavaro, and so forth. So the flanks, you see, for me, Reece James, you know what I want for Reece James? I think the key thing I want to see from Reece James is I want to see him slim down. I want to see Reece James slim down. I want to see him lean and mean. That's what I want to see from him. I want to see him lean, mean, and cool. I want to see homeboy, because he's a very good crosser of the ball. Very good crosser of the ball. His tackling is high. His positioning can improve. But I think the weakest part of his game, I think that it's his mobility. There are times where it takes so long for him to turn and everything because he has so much muscle. So if I was Lampard or I was a fitness coach, I'd say slim down, be slimmer so you are far more mobile. So when you turn on the ball, you turn a lot quicker, you move a lot quicker, and the things you do on the ball are sharper. It's hard to move quickly if you're carrying so much muscle upon you, which is what he has. So him slimming down, I think, would be helpful in allowing him to be a lot more fluid. Chilwell, let's see. I said for Chilwell, look, this is, and see down, this is the, actually, you know what? I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you. I think that, to be honest, you want to start like this. I'll be real. I think Reece James, I still believe in Dudu and everything, because we're coming for a trouble. Coming for a trouble here. So I think this is far better, because what you now see now is Azpilicueta in his strongest position. Because the thing was, Azpilicueta, he may not be the most mobile. He may not run the channel as well as Reece James. He's incredibly consistent. He is he's actually one of the best defenders at the club, and also as well because whenever Azpilicueta was here, he would always come up and have to bring it back. The amount of goals that have come from Azpilicueta crossing the ball from deep from here, because he's a very good crosser of the ball, especially from deep, has been money. So with this, you just know that defensively you're so secure. Defensively secure, and you can see what's with a bit of cheddar getting the ball in there from deep. So you want him in there. I think Reece James can come on into games if Azpilicueta start just to maybe, if let's say Chelsea are like chasing a game, Reece James come on just to add a bit more attacking thrust, because I think Reece James is better offensively than your boy Aspi. So Chilwell, look, the thing about Chilwell is this, look, man. You want, it's an improvement. I'll be real with you. It's an improvement on the garbage trash that is Alonso and the average scrap heap that is Emerson, for lack of a better term. So let's see what he does. I am not supremely impressed with Chilwell. Chilwell is not exactly the most. I mean, people are talking about this dude, Alex Telles, and I would have even liked for Chelsea to say what's up to Juve about Alexandro. But it is what it is. This is an improvement. This is an improvement. And you have a guy who is a natural left back, and he is better than Emerson. He is better than that useless man that's called Alonso. But what I would like from Chilwell is what he can do going forward and how he can help connect with the attack. But but with this defensive line, I think this defensive line can be very secure, and hopefully a lot more secure than it was last season, because the biggest issue was the defense. The defense was complete trash. So if you can boss up with a keeper, stronger defense that has better communication, led by Thiago Silva, ensuring that everyone knows their job, I think we can be cool. Now we get over to the midfield. Now, I'm hearing some crazy, disturbing things now. That apparently Kante is going to be sold. Kante is the best player at Chelsea. That's a fact. Pulisic is the most exciting. The sick. See, the sick is the most exciting. See, the sick is the most exciting player. He's like the money guy. But you must have a money guy and you must have a guy. The guy. So Kante is the guy. The sick is the money guy. So, but the guy is Kante. Kante is the one that holds this team together. He's the guy that holds this team and keeps this team. I fully think that he should be captain. I 100% believe and feel like he should actually be captain of this mother freaking side personally, because for me, Azpilicueta, I don't think is a very good captain. Kante is the silent leader. But I think in Kovacic and Kante, you have a perfect midfield deal, because in Kante, you have a guy that encompasses everything, is very intelligent at intercepting and reading the game, and it forms a great protection for the defense. And in Kovacic, you have a guy who is excellent at keeping the ball, making nice, great, intelligent passes, but also can bring the ball up. So you have two supremely intelligent players in this midfield that do very important job in terms of keeping possession on the ball, forward passes, bringing the ball up the way that Kovacic and Kante both can, protection on the defense the way that Kante can as well. So I think these guys can form a great 1-2 punch. Now we get to the where everything now gets excited. So this is where we now have bones of contention. Bones of contention. So I'm going to assume Havertz is going to say what's up. Let's just assume that Havertz will say what's up, and let's assume that Chelsea will close this signature of your boy Havertz. So I believe that this is what would work best, this formation here. Because I remember when Leipzig were doing their thing and so forth, and guys in Germany who watch Bundesliga said to me that no, Werner's best position isn't striker, it is out wide. And I do believe that even when he was playing for Germany, although it was a bit dodgy, he was played out wide. So my thing is, this is a potential formation that you could have. This is a potential formation that, so we're going to go for verse, but this is a potential formation that you could have where this is where Havertz plays. I think Havertz's strengths is multiple. It's a multitude of things. He can score, he can pass, he can create, he's good at through balls. He's a very good all-rounder offensive weapon. And I think that would be something very interesting to provide in Havertz. Already know what the SIG does, and I think that, you see, now the issue here is, would the SIG be better on the left? So because we know how good he's an attacker and how he can now come in on his right and then create that diagonal angle to come in and shoot on his right. But he can play on the right because we know that he can get all the way down, make the cross from the byline, or he can even say what's up, make diagonal runs, and actually join in on the attack with Giroud, and Havertz and the SIG as well can combine with wanting to try and open up that Galingi. And I just think for Werner, you always want to play a guy in the strongest position where he's most effective, because it's similar to like a Cristiano. Cristiano can play striker, but he's more effective out wide, because when you play as a striker and that is your given role, it is very different from playing out wide. Psychologically, mentally, what you're doing in the game is different, because remember, when you're there is a particular skill to you being here, because there is less movement for you to have. Yes, you can drift out wide and so forth, but if you're a striker, there has to always be a presence here. There's no point in Werner being here and he's just always going out wide. So when the SIG or when Azpilicueta are crossing in the ball, there's nobody inside the box. You don't want that. And I just think in Giroud, he is very comfortable playing here. And this is almost similar to I call this the Benzema theorem. It's not about, football has now evolved now. And that's what I've come to accept, because I always felt that, no, the dude here must be a top scorer. Football has evolved beyond that. Right now, your top scorers are now this dude and this dude. These dude really are like your strikers. This dude right now is like your attacking midfielder, your other creative playmaker. So all that matters is winning the game and getting G's. However you get them, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get G's. Oh, no. We will only score goals through our striker, and these guys must provide with him. No. Giroud, we know that is a great link play. And we know that he's very good at combining play. And you know that he's a very unselfish player who can form a great decoy like Benzema did for Cristiano. Giroud can form a perfect decoy for Werner and the SIG, because I believe that the SIG and Werner can be far more effective out wide in these positions. I almost forgot, my man. I told you. I knew. See, I told you. Because I know you're saying, I know there's a guy. I told you there's a guy. I told you this is just me testing, because you see, there's a name missing here. There's a name missing here, and I think you guys know what the name missing is. Because this team like this is cool. It's cool. You have your boy Giroud, Werner saying what's up, SIG saying what's what. But what's name changes everything? What's name changes everything? Your boy. I'm going to call him Ziyech. I'm going to call him Ziyech. Ziyech changes everything. Ziyech changes everything. I don't know whether to call me Z or Ziyech. You see, Ziyech changes everything, because for me, this is the play that I am most excited for. That's just me. That's just me. Based on what I saw from my eyes, I'm like, which is why I was disappointed with his performance for Morocco at the Nations Cup. I was like, wait a minute, I know this guy can be much better, but why did he not perform that well at the Nations Cup? So now let's just assume that Havertz is here. What people may say is something like this. This is what guys may say. And I see, my thing about formations is what you see on this isn't necessarily what you see practice on the pitch. Because remember, what you need to understand about formations that there are formations without the ball, and there are formations with the ball. And there are formations when the ball is in this area here, or if the ball is in this area here. So for me, that's what always ignore whenever you see the formations on the TV screen. What matters are because how your team is set up without the ball and with the ball. It's different, you know. So for instance, if Azpilicueta has the ball here, you would know that, okay, Ziyech is maybe waiting for the ball here. You would see that maybe Havertz and the Ziyech are coming through. And you may see that Kovacic is the one waiting out here for something, and Kante is just here to protect against a counterattack. As opposed to if Chelsea don't have the ball, everybody is back up saying what's up. Everybody's back up saying what's okay. We're back, we're back, we're back, we're back. And then we're here ready to launch for the counterattack. So it is all about how the formation is with the ball and without the ball. But I digress. Wait, who's this dude there? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Here we go. So now the thing about this formation here is fluidity. Because what I'm hoping Lampard does here is he could easily pop up in here. He could easily pop up in there. He could easily pop up in there. They could both pop up in there as well, or he could go out wide. So what you want is fluidity and movement. And I think the beauty of Ziyech is he is a guy that can play pretty much all these midfield positions, because Ziyech can easily say what's up on the left, in the middle, and in the right. So for me, if Chelsea do get Havertz, I am most excited to see this formation here. This formation where you are having multiple guys in different positions, because what you don't want from Timo Werner is where he's just stuck in this midfield position. And what you don't want are just, because if it's a case of where it just crosses into the box and you're playing a team that defensively are not allowing you to pass through them, then Giroud would be a better option based off of his height and what he can do with his height, both in scoring or laying the ball down and holding the ball up. But if it's a team that gives Chelsea space, or if Chelsea can manage to pass through the team, then this is the best formation to have. Because when you, again, look at Barcelona, the reason why peak Barcelona were so good is because they could play small. They knew that there's no point in crossing the ball high, because there's nobody with the height to make that effective. But all of their football was played through the middle. Sometimes wide, but it was all played through the middle via 1-2s and through balls, because they were small. So if you're small, you got to play small. And by playing small, I mean you play through the middle through balls. If you're big, you play big. What is big? You go out wide, you put crosses into the box, use the height of your striker. So what I would like Chelsea to do is, and I think for Lampard, he definitely wants to employ more of a passing game, a pass and move game. So if he's employing that pass and move game, I think that this is the formation to go through, and what you'll have are different movements, and it will then help Timo Werner a lot more. Because I think what instruction when they give to Werner is that to the whole team is, okay, Werner, if you move out wide, someone moves in there. Or if he actually moves out there, Havertz, you move in there as well. So there's always, or there may even two people occupying that. So what this does is that it confuses the defense. Because who do you mark? You can't go man to man. You may have to go zonal. Because you're not following anybody because they're moving so much, they're moving the defense out and out of position. So, but the key thing is the sooner Havertz can come, the better, because what you're hoping that is happening on the training ground are these guys are forming a wavelength and understanding. Again, obviously, peak Barcelona, but what made peak Barcelona so good was Messi, Pedro, Villa, Iniesta, Fabregas. They had an amazing understanding. They were on an amazing wavelength. And when you have a great understanding and you're on the same wavelength, that is where one-touch football can happen. And one-touch football is very difficult to defend. You see, what the opposing defense team wants to do is to control the ball and think about what you're about to do. Then it gives time for the defense to settle. But a defense can't settle if the ball is being moved like boom, 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 boom. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But the only way that can happen is if, oh my gosh, I know this guy so well because we've trained so well. I know what he's gonna do before he does it. And if I know that, I can already anticipate where the ball is gonna be, which gives me a greater chance of being in that danger position before any of those defenders. So, but for me, I just believe that Ziyech is going to be very key here in terms of what he can do on the ball and how he can provide for all of these guys, because we know about Werner's finishing. We know what the Ziyech can do on the ball. And we know about Havertz's overall skill set. But I just think the guy that's going to add, the people that will add the real thrust is the Ziyech and the Ziyech. Because I do believe that, for Willian, it is what it is. Because I believe the Ziyech is left-footed. Willian is right-footed. And I just think it was unfortunate that he was being put out in this position rather than on the left where he couldn't really use his strength. So right now in the Ziyech and the Ziyech, what I'm hoping is we now have two guys who are in their most comfortable positions and can really affect the game both here. And obviously, you obviously have Kovacic and Kante, who, I told you guys as well, look, because our central midfield was my position, I always look at this position specifically. So Kovacic and Kante, for me, I just believe. So if you remove Kante, what, Jorginho? So who else can be in that midfield that does the job that Kante does, the multitude job that Kante does? So any Chelsea fan that says, oh, no, let's tell Kante, we don't need Kante, you're a moron. Stupid. Sorry, it's not mean you're brainless, because Kante, what he provides is essential. It is absolutely essential for this team. But yeah, so this is what I think will happen, because even if I would prefer Werner to be out wide, because I think that is his best position, I wouldn't mind him being in this position if it is fluid and there is lots of movement between these four, because I think what I don't like are rigid formations where guys slavishly stay within their role. I think with this team, which I think what Lampard wants, and I think Lampard's mindset, which obviously got from Harry, is being positive, being attacking, always moving the ball forward, and freedom of it. And I think that's the key thing. Unlike, let's say, a Mourinho or a Simeone or a Conte, I think Lampard wants people to have freedom of expression, because Lampard was an attack-minded player. So he definitely wants guys to be attack-minded and be positive. So, but specifically freedom of expression. And I think the freedom that he can give to the Ziyech, Havertz, Werner, and yet to say, interpret. You don't have to stay out wide here. Interpret the space. Move out in here if he wants to support him. Because the more, and remember, it's not just movements, it's intelligent movements. Just, let's just move on. But if the movement is right and it's in the intelligence, I think this team could be really exciting. Really exciting. I think there's a potential for this team to be really exciting. And you know what? We wait and see. Who knows? These guys could be bricks. They could fail. But sue me for being at least slightly excited for what this team can do. Because I believe that there were glimpses of quality during this last season. But Willian, it was really his strongest position that was there. Giroud and Tammy were not really high volume finishers. So what you now have is the Ziyech can now play that right-sided attacking position, which is natural to him. And Werner is, for me, I believe a more clinical finisher than both Tammy and Giroud. But I think with Havertz as well, in there as well, the dynamism and the creativity of the team improves. And in Thiago Silva, you just have experience and leadership. Oh, sorry, I think as well, I would actually make Thiago Silva captain. Because I actually forgot, I'd actually make Thiago Silva captain of the side, because I think that I believe he's a natural leader. And at 30, for me, especially if someone is old, it should not always be like this. But I do like defenders being captains, or central midfielders. I like defenders or central midfielders I like defenders being captains, and I like the oldest players of the team being captain, because I'm big on respecting your elders and age as well. So yeah, man, look, team could be sexy. The team could be sexy. It's just a matter of training, working on cohesion, and creating a ethos and an understanding that every player can be on that same wavelength. Become a Patreon member. Gain access to my blog, get access to exclusive videos, and also get access to the podcast, to the Saturday and the Sunday hangouts. Head over to patreon.com/halfwop to gain all these goodies while also supporting your boy HH.